show you how my new Steadicam works.
This is a camera stabilizer I made in 2009 for my Canon SD 870, but I never really got it to work right, so now it's just a sculpture. Today's GoPros have an electronic Steadicam built in that work miraculously, but in the olden days you had to spend big bucks to get yourself a rig that would smooth out handheld shots. This was before they started making the affordable gimbals that they sell now.
So I'm riding my skateboard down Broadway.
These nuts are to counterbalance the weight of the camera to fine-tune the rig's angle. Same with this smushed penny thing. And these washers. It's got a level on it. The gimbal is from drivetrain linkage off of a radio-controlled car. Totally impractical, but I like the way it turned out. And I guess it's a beautiful failure, this Steadicam. I was in a group art show in 2019, and I carried this dispenser around in my pocket so I could tear off invitations and hand them to people. The cutter bar is made out of a jigsaw blade. Little reel was originally for typewriter ribbon. And I made the window out of to-go packaging from a deli. And I ended up selling the piece that was in the art show on the invitation. I made this rig so I could shoot out the window while driving. And I just got carried away building it. I bought a custom-built GoPro that fits C-mount lenses. Got this lens to shoot closer shots than the stock GoPro lens. Got this lens to shoot from even further away. And this macro lens to shoot really tight close-ups. Inlaid base so the camera doesn't fall over. Smelted the lead myself out of fishing weights. I keep improving this thing. I can't really help myself. Added these magnets and cable clamps so I can keep the Allen wrench mounted underneath without it falling off. Wireless mic storage. Carved the grip out of firewood. Adjustable height screw feet to keep the base level. And I use this rig to shoot the road on my last trip to Austin. I love it. I love this rig. I built this tool wall so I could have a mobile repair station, which I've done twice. I foolishly did not shoot the construction of the tool wall because building it took so much brain power that I didn't have any left over for shooting. I use this thing every day, but it stays in the workshop for most of its life. I got the idea from a book I saw in Tom Sachs's studio about a famous tool rack thing that some master craftsman had built for himself. Mine is rudimentary, but I love it, and I think I built it just right, albeit not perfectly. I use this destroyer lamp on every shoot because it's how I light the opening title. They wobble, but they don't fall down. 8-pound sledge base
for any kind of fathers. Stepfathers.
Easy to drag around from shoot to shoot.
Even the church kind.
60-watt bulb and a diffuser made out of white garbage bag. Added switches to the lamps. Heat lamps.
$14 at Home Depot.
The destroyer lamp is my invention, but you can make one if you like. I believe I began making these things in 2012, and I quit making them in 2022, 2023. But I probably haven't actually quit making them. I'm on hiatus, maybe. There's no computer involved in the process of making them, and I foolishly hoped I could escape the digital matrix by being some kind of one-off filmmaker for rich art collectors. But what the hell did I know? I was only 37. I gave some away as wedding gifts, etc., and I believe they'll age well, but this one is mine. It's a toy from the 70s and 80s called a Fisher-Price movie viewer. A lot of people think it's called a Viewmaster, but a Viewmaster is a different Fisher-Price gadget. I painted mine black, hand drew a new label, glued in this eye cup, and replaced the plastic handle with a wooden one. Magnets on the bottom so it will stand up in the heavy 3/4 inch steel base. It took me months to figure out how to properly make the film loop inside the cartridge so that it don't jam up. And it still takes me about 4 hours to get everything just right so the thing plays properly. A lot of restarting and failures, even though I've made dozens of these things. Well, okay, why did I make it? Well, the original problem I was trying to solve was, how do I display Super 8 films without having to fuss with a projector? And somebody on the internet had figured out this solution, so I just copied what they did.
On this week's Patreon-only video.
In 2003, I lived in Berlin as part of Tom Sachs's Nutsies installation at the Deutsche Guggenheim. And through friends, I met a bunch of Americans who were living in Berlin at the time. And I began filming these interviews on September 11th, 2003.